Oh, there we could go. Okay. Got it. Got this. How's everybody doing tonight? You got the Immoral. He's going to play his PS4. Hopefully you're playing something good. I don't know if you left or not. Sucks to hear about your channel and being struck. And even though your content could be construed, you know, to make it sound like you are a harasser. I mean, it's YouTube. There's plenty of parody stuff. One up, John. Welcome. Today, I'm playing the Sega Genesis Mini with this wonderful 6-button controller that I actually bought. Oh, I bought it like last week. I was actually surprised to see it at Target. So kind of just a quick review here. Sega Genesis Mini, great console. I modded it. I put, you know, shit ton of games on it. And it's been ready to rock. And it's crazy because growing up I had a Genesis. And even though there's been plenty of chances to play the Sega Genesis games, mostly like the PS2 and Xbox 360 collections that they had for Sega Genesis. Hold on, let me get some light up in here. There we go. Got some light. Got the 6-button controller. We're ready to go. Audio issues. Those plague me all the time, whether it's on videos, whether it's live streaming. Almost doesn't matter what I'm doing, there's going to be some audio issues. When it works right one day, you come back to it after touching nothing, right? You don't even touch anything. You just shut it down, you turn it back on, all of a sudden, nothing's working again. It's funny how that works, isn't it? So we got the 6-button controller. Oh man, I haven't touched one of these in... It's probably been 15 years, at least. It does have a lightweight kind of feel. Not sure if it's exactly the same as like the original. You know, it definitely feels lighter. Tell me Otacon can love Bloom on the battlefield. What does that mean? I know Otacon, right? Metal Gear Solid, right? Oh, let's see here. No, I wanted to cancel that. Whoops. Man, this is crazy feeling one of these controllers. So I had a Sega Genesis growing up, as most people. And, you know, it was kind of my brother's. He was the one that got games for it. I mean, let's see. It came out in 89. So I was born in 87, so I mean, we probably got ours in, it was probably 1993. So I had just turned 5, and it would have been that Christmas. It would have been 3 months after I was, yeah, 5 years old. So maybe it was 94. Or no, 92. Yeah, I was born in 87. So how you doing, One Up John? I actually meant to get a hold of you, because I've been seeing, you know, you're growing your channel, you're doing the... Oh, that's... Come on, I want to go back to the menu here. Although I like Animaniacs, I don't want to play Animaniacs right now. But yeah, I see you're doing the Twitch thing. Okay, so 6-button controller, you hold start, and it does not... Okay, there we go. No more audio issues. I think we're good. I think I got this. But yeah, I had a Sega Genesis growing up, and my brother, he was the one that... You know, I wasn't old enough, so I just kind of played what was there. And he was kind of the one that, let's see, we'll start off with, I guess, Road Rash 2. Yeah, how's your viewership been? I've only jumped into like 1 or 2 live streams. I don't watch much Twitch. I mean, I got the notifications for it. I'll see them. I got the app on my phone. It's just I don't very often go through and hit up Twitch. But man, growing up. Oh, okay, that's what we got. That's right, I forgot about the shoulder button. I didn't even look at it. Yeah, I was surprised to see the thing at Target. I know they got it online, and it's the retro bit. So they also make the... See, they got like the translucent blue. They got like the clear one, the 6-button, and they also have like the... They got like the Saturn ones and stuff. So those are pretty sweet, but growing up with the Genesis, my brother, let's see, he bought Road Rash 3. This was probably 1995, like right after it came out, and I want to say he spent like, you know, $74.99 or like $81.99, something ridiculous like that. Like the game was crazy expensive. We bought it at Hills, which is a department store that it doesn't exist anymore, I don't think. I'm pretty sure Ames bought them out, because that's what ours turned into. And then Ames also closed. But yeah, and then for Christmas or maybe like Easter or Valentine's Day or something one year, I got Road Rash 1. And I was like, oh man, this is great, this is my game. But my brother, he was the one that pretty much looked out for games, got games. Whoops. And so, of course, after the Genesis was PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, Dreamcast. So it had been a long time since we really hooked the Genesis up. But the Genesis, the NES, all the games for it, those were all taken well care of. And my brother has those at his house. When he moved, he somehow took the NES and the Genesis with him. Which I gotta get one of them back. I think we have a total of 2 original NES, and then at one point, I think it was my grandma bought him the top loader. So I gotta get one of those back, because I do not have an NES. And I do have some cartridges. I have like, I got Contra, I got Metal Gear, I got a couple other ones. And then I know if I were to actually go through the box that's at my brother's house, we have so many Nintendo games, it's probably up there in over 100. It's probably like 150 maybe. I mean, it was a big-ass box that was full of games. We used to get them. My mom's friend, she used to, you know, she had like several different friends. She would come home with like three new cartridges, and she'd just be like, oh, whatever her name is, like, you know, she was like getting rid of it, or kids didn't want it anymore. They traded in. These were laying around, or they got them from someone somehow, and oh crap, and we would end up with them. Oh man, I got busted. Come on. If I see you on this road again, I'll run you out of town. Them's fighting words. Let's go to Alaska. Yeah, I wish EA didn't suck. I mean, I'd suppose that maybe they still own the Road Rash name. Maybe not, because the one on the 64 wasn't made by EA. And that was the last one that they did. There was the Road Rash 3D, I have that for PlayStation. And then I think it was, or maybe it was another company that ported the PlayStation version. Because that was Road Rash 3D, and that was also out on, I want to say, the Saturn and the 3DO. Yeah, I thought about getting a Hyperkin Retron one. I should have had some kind of, clone console that plays original cartridges. Like, I was looking a few weeks back, I won the Retrobit. It's right back here on top of the shelf, the Metal Storm Collector's Edition. That thing's beautiful. I did like an unboxing video and stuff. And that's a game that I remember from back in the day, but I haven't played it in probably at least 20 years. So to see... Crap, I keep hitting this shoulder button here. 6-button controller is weird. I might have to go downstairs and grab the 3-button. But yeah, I haven't played any Genesis games with a regular controller in years. Let's go back, before I get sidetracked, to the last thing that I was talking about. So I got the Metal Storm Collector's Edition. I was looking online, I was looking at the Gamers Tech 8-bit, and then there's the 8-bit HD. And that thing brand new goes for like $39.99 through like Walmart. But then you find them on eBay for like $22.99, $24.99. You find it for $29.99. Then I was looking on like OfferUp, because there's a few videos out there where like at the same time you had like the Gamers Tech Gamers Tech 8-bit HD. And then you also had the like the Retron 1, which is just like the NES. And then there was another brand, I forget what it was, but they also had a clone console. And they're both, 30-ish. Oh man, right into the sign. A year ago, your sister and I were driving past EA LA. I flipped them off. So why did you do that? And I said, yeah, you're just like, it's like, don't worry about it. But yeah, I haven't played Road Rash in probably since, I don't even know, maybe 2002, maybe 2003, but then again, it might be like 1999. So I got this system, and of course it's got Road Rash 3 on it, and I got it on sale. The thing, it's usually, most of the time for the past like month, it's been sitting at $59.99 on GameStop site. It was, or maybe I got it for 50, maybe I got it for 60. I traded some stuff in. Oh, hey, Poppy. But it's been on sale, and I called them up because I was on their website like a month ago. Yeah, it was like the week after Christmas, and I saw that it was on sale. I want to say for, maybe it was $49.99 or even $39.99. It was on sale, but it was only if you ordered it online. Oh man, come on, don't tell me I'm about to get busted again. Better not see that popo in the side view. Come on now. Man, usually I'm like in first place, but the save that I've been working on, I haven't played this in probably like 2 weeks. But I got some money up, and now it seems like there's more cars sticking out in the crossroads. There wasn't before. But yeah, Road Rash is the shit. I could play these just for hours. And I really wish they would make a new one. There's games like on the Switch, you got that, well, it's on like the Xbox and I think PlayStation, but you got like Road Redemption. And that just doesn't cut it. I mean, I didn't play it. Maybe I would enjoy it, but it's kind of so different that, it's not similar to anything like Road Rash. I would personally just like to see a 32-bit sort of style like this, like when Road Rash 3D came out, if it was, you know, I mean, unlike PlayStation 1 or like the Saturn, you know, those systems, they did like 16-bit style games, and they looked phenomenal. Why does my guy have no clothes on? Gotta roll with the punches, kid. Thank you, Chino. It's like the singer for frickin' Deftones. Damn, I keep hitting the shoulder button. I don't know if I really like the way that they put it there. I think it should be right on the face, right above the Sega logo. What was I talking about? Yeah, I got the Metal Storm Collector's Edition. I'm like, man, I ain't got a system to play it on, so I went to eBay. You know, I typed it in Google. I saw eBay listings and OfferUp and Mercari, and I placed an order for one. It was like, I don't know, $12.99, and it was the Gamers Tech 8-bit HD. And the thing, it showed pictures. It was basically just the box had been opened, and it looked like it had been taken out before but not used. It was pretty much brand new in the bag. Like, the bag was still open, but everything was tied up. He had pulled like all the controllers out, put them out, took a picture of them, and said that the box was a little bit beat up, but that it hadn't gotten used. So it was sitting in a closet or whatever. And I placed the order, and it was like 3, 4, 5 days went by. And, you know, I know some of these sellers, they can put up that they're away and that they're currently not selling, and it'll say, you know, contact me when the seller comes back. You can still get a hold of them or message them. I think you can still even place the order and with knowing that they're out of town. Like, it'll say like they're out of town, like vacation or whatever. They're not currently doing orders, but you can still put it up. But that wasn't the case. There was no order. It was just days and days went by. I sent him a message, and then I just got nothing back, but I had placed the order. So I waited and I waited. And then when I went to cancel the order, after messaging the guy, I went through, I think it was Mercari. Maybe it was OfferUp. It was, oh, come on. It was one of the two. Half the price? That's not even really that bad. I mean, the thing brand new is going for like, I don't know, maybe like 38 bucks, 40 bucks. So anywhere around like 20. It's not the most perfect emulation. I mean, you know, it's emulating the cart essentially. And sometimes the sound is off, there's a little bit of input delay. You know, you kind of get that with a cheap system. If I was super hardcore NES man, and I had an actual collection, that's when I would probably justify spending like the 200 or like even 300 bucks on some of those, you know, super clone, well, they're not clone, they're pretty much FPGA, but I mean, it's a clone console essentially. That's when I would justify that, especially for streaming or if you're getting gameplay. If not, it's almost like, as long as the music is decent, the sound effects are good, that's probably my biggest gripe. I don't really care too much. Some of the clone consoles, they got different color palettes, and you can tell that it just doesn't look, I mean, you can't even tell that it doesn't look right. It's really when you look at it side by side, that's when you see an issue. Don't hit me. But yeah, after shutting the order down, then the site, it asked why I was shutting it down, and I said no contact from seller. I waited another day, and after you cancel it, it says, you know, you gotta wait like 24 hours. Take that. Come on, give me your club. So you gotta wait 24 hours for them to cancel, I guess, to make absolute certain that you want to do it. But then all of a sudden, I couldn't log back in, and they had like shut my account down for, I don't know, too much. like motion like on the site, it didn't really make sense. Oh, come on. Now I'm busted. The only way you could not be busted is to walk all the way to the finish line, which I've done. So anyways, I've been loving the first wave of clone consoles that, yeah, I mean, that was, 2013, maybe even a little bit before. Damn, that copper, what do you know? Oh, I finished in 10th. So I really wanted the Genesis Mini. I was like, man, I'm gonna put all the road rashes on there. It's gonna be great. And like I said, gotta roll with the punches, kid. Let's see, we'll go ahead and we'll save it there. What was I just about to say? Huh. How's everybody doing? Got all 5 viewers, except I'm one of those, because I'm watching it on my cell phone. That's where the chat is coming from. I have a second monitor, but it's in the other room right now. Guess we'll load this game and see what's going on with this one. What you drawing, Crystal Kite? Yeah, I gotta tell you, keep the drawing up, man. I mean, I couldn't draw. I can't draw to save my life. I mean, I guess that's not true. I don't have the willingness to put in hours and hours. Some people just have that touch, though. Like, you can just tell. Some people draw, you can be like, hey, draw simple house, walkway, clouds, a yard, people sitting on a swing. And you can tell just by that whether they have an actual knack for, decent outline. And if they actually, have the touch for, like, different textures for, like, clouds and, the touch of, like, adding shadow and kind of adding just, like, a bit of depth with perception of drawing, whether it's, the way that they draw, like, the walkway. I mean, you can tell if somebody can draw or not, and how good they actually could be. And me, I can't draw unless I spend hours and hours. I have a couple things that I've drawn over time, but, that's about it. See, Road Rash 3, I never realized how, people say it's digitized compared to the first and second one, which I guess being closer up to the screen, it's very apparent with the backgrounds. How it doesn't seem like real graphics, it just seems like a bunch of stills kind of copped together. Which I never noticed. I mean, this was the first Road Rash game I played, and then it was Road Rash 1, and I don't recall, I don't think I ever played Road Rash 2 that much. We definitely didn't own it. So anyways, I got this Sega Genesis Mini probably like 4 or 5 weeks ago, and I put these on there, and as I was sitting there with the controller, because like I said, I had played plenty of Sonic 1 and 2 and 3 over the years with the collections, like Xbox 360, PS2, even the one that just came out on like the Switch, and again, Xbox One and PS4, even that collection, Sega Genesis Classics or Arcade Classics or whatever it is. I got it on Switch, but there's something about it that's just not the same, even though you're playing them portable. I've played these games for years portably, at least all those ones that are on those collections. And there's just something different about, even with the Mini here, just turning the thing on and just having the actual controller. Once I did that and I sat down, because for years, I played those collections, and there's a lot of people most people that have played a Sega Genesis have played an NES and vice versa, or they've played a Super Nintendo and a Genesis, or they played at least the NES and Genesis and maybe not the Super Nintendo, or, you know, some kind of combination like that. And for years, I've seen videos of people talking about the NES and the Genesis, and it seems for the most part, I would say, at least for like YouTubers, gaming YouTubers in the retro community, I would place a bet that if you put a poll out, you know, which one are you a bigger defender of, NES? Well, I guess at that point it would be like Super Nintendo. But I would put a bet out that if you basically said, you know, if you had to defend one, which one are you a bigger lover and enjoyer of? Like, basically the first and second systems of Nintendo or Sega. Most people would probably say Nintendo. And I would probably say that that's like a 60% to 40%. Mostly across the board. Like, I'd be pretty safe and probably plopping down some money on that. And that would just be like a general poll that's like ongoing that you just open up. But as I've seen videos and as time's gone by, being here in the gaming YouTube realm, watching different videos, stuff like, you know, whether it's Happy Console Gamer or frickin' GameSack or, you know, anything like that. I mean, there's some people that are diehard Sega Genesis and Mega Drive fans. And me, I loved the Genesis as a kid. I didn't have a Super Nintendo as a kid. That's one of the other, like, big deals. It was basically, we had Nintendo. I don't really recall anybody growing up having a Super Nintendo. One of my best friends at the time, he basically, I don't think he ever even had a Nintendo. He had, like, Genesis, and I remember him having the Game Gear, which, I remember that thing just never having batteries, and it just, like, no battery compartment, and he had a couple games on it, and I remember even back then I was like, this thing isn't even that much better than a Game Boy. Like, it's newer, it's bigger, it's fatter, the screen lights up, but it's not really any better, and most of the versions of the games that anybody would actually want on a Game Gear or buy a Game Gear for, you know, they're just lesser versions of the console counterpart, whether it's like Sonic or, you know, like even Phantasy Star. And so for years, up until getting this Genesis Mini, you know, even with playing those collections, I'm like, some of these games are cool, and I definitely liked the Genesis growing up, but I'm really not a huge Sega fan. I always just thought it was kind of, you know, a lot of people love the thing, a lot of people defend it, and it's not like I was ever against it, really. It was more just like, I don't know, I guess in comparison to like the Super Nintendo, a lot of the games with their gigantic sprites, like there's a lot of games with these gigantic sprites, whether it's like Alter Beast or Shinobi, like anything like that. You got these giant sprites, weird colors. Like the Genesis just has a certain look to it, and for years I was kind of like, the Genesis, you know, even though I liked it as a kid and I haven't really played it in 20 years, and you know, there's plenty of good games on it, I would have to say Super Nintendo beat them. I mean, there's so many, think about how many Genesis games have, you know, some people pick on like the music in this game, but some of the sounds on the Sega Genesis, I don't understand what the hell happened. There are so many games that were just brought down, or they weren't as good. Even if they were great games, they could have been better by their soundtrack and, you know, sound effects or like voice clips that they used when they first started doing that. I mean, the Genesis, there's a lot of terrible Sega Genesis music. I don't know what the hell happened there. There's a lot of bad programmers that, I don't know what they were thinking. It was like they had a decent song or like sound clip or title screen music, and on like the real like synthesizer coming through like some actual speakers in a studio or their workstation, whatever the hell they were using, however they, get it into the computer. It's almost like those would have sounded good, and then when they plugged it into the Genesis chip and it was actually in the game on the system, it's almost like so many people put more work in, and by the time it actually got onto the sound of when it actually got to the sound chip in the game, it just sounds terrible. There's so many squealing, squeaking, farty noises that's just become synonymous with the Genesis. And even just being a kid, I realized that. Like I said, a lot of people don't like really the music in these games. I think they're great. I think all three of them had some pretty banging tracks. I think it could have had a motorcycle noise kind of in the background. I mean, all there is you push the gas, you don't hear no motorcycles. You just hear the traction of the tires and the turning. And that's about it. That's all you kind of get. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to turn my headphones up. So, there was plenty of terrible sounding everything on the Genesis. One thing that was always great was bass lines, though, as highlighted by this song here. And so basically what I was getting at is, for years I just thought that the Genesis is just kind of corny. It's got some good games, but a lot of the whole system I just thought was kind of trash. And then after really, because NES, Super Nintendo, I've played all the best games out of those libraries, and it wasn't so much with the Genesis, because I remember the first people that I know that had a Genesis and seeing, I want to say it was Sonic 1. I'm pretty sure Sonic 2 hadn't even come out yet. So this is 1991. I mean, yeah, like I said, I was just turning 5. I had just moved back into town. It was going to be a year until I went into kindergarten the following year. And I remember seeing Sonic and thinking, man, the Genesis is awesome. And I want to say that some other kid also had one. I don't even remember who the kid was. It's almost like we weren't even friends with him, but I remember seeing Hard Driving. And I always thought that it was on some other system, because it's just been so long. It's almost a memory that I remember, the living room and the TV and nothing else. I don't remember really walking in there or even who the kid was. But it's not like a dream. I know that it actually happened. I saw Hard Driving, and we were just sitting there for 2 hours going through the loop-de-loop, and we thought that was the shit. We're like, man, what is this system? Because at that point, all I had ever seen was a Game Boy, which I had. I want to say that I got the Game Boy when I was 4, or maybe I had just turned 4. I mean, I had that thing forever, and I took good care of it too. Most kids can't take care of anything, but I still have I don't have the Game Boy anymore, the original one. I have a Game Boy Color, and I had a Game Boy Pocket that I got rid of a while back, which I regret, because that was my green Game Boy Pocket, which was the one that I got with Pokemon Red, and I still do have my original Pokemon Red. And that was actually a good story, because we were at Walmart, and Pokemania was just hyping up. It was just warming up, and that game had just come out. And I saw other people playing it, and then we started seeing the commercials, and it was like, oh man, gotta have Pokemon. And the TV show was not even on cable at that point. It came out right before the game. Or I want to say it came out right at the same time of the game. Maybe it was out and I just had never seen it. But we put that shit on layaway, the Game Boys, and it was going to be a while. It was going to be like, I don't know, it was going to be like a month or two before getting it. And then that day, my mom, she, like, I want to say she won like $400 or $500 on a scratch ticket. And she was like, well, I guess we'll go back to Walmart and get that. And I want to say we got like some school clothes, like some shoes, and then my Game Boy Pocket with Pokemon Red. And oh man. I mean, that might have even been in like July. But I guess when you're a kid, the summer lasts. I mean, when you're young, the summer lasts for like a year. So that whole summer it was on. We were just sitting around. Yeah. I'm trying to think of how old I would have been at that point, and I wasn't sure if we moved. We lived in like the same like project style apartments, and we had moved up like a parking lot at one point. And I don't even remember if this was before or after that. But man, those were good times. We were just all day like playing on, you know, we were like on our rollerblades, like just riding our bikes everywhere and just sitting down on the hot ass sidewalk, sweating, eating a Freezy Pop, and playing Pokemon Red and Blue. And then when Pokemon Yellow came out, I didn't even feel like, that was like probably the first game that I ever got that was a remaster. And to me, it wasn't even like a remaster. It was like, I mean, that's exactly what it was. But I was like, man, it's got new animations. Pikachu follows you. You turn around, like talk to him, and there's like the little like blip of him like smiling or being like, like up above your head. And I was just like, man, this is a whole new game. And I went out and bought it that day. This was before internet and pre-orders and all that stuff. I just want to say that the commercial came on and it was like, this game is out now. And I think, no, I didn't have a job at that point. I had money though, because I like went out and got that, I want to say that same day. Like I had money saved up. And I went and spent, I want to say, I forget if it was $29.99 or $39.99. I think it was $29.99. But yeah, that track right there is a banger. I guess we will return to the main menu. I do like this 6-button controller though. I haven't felt that in a long time. Because we only had one of them, and that one was kind of my brother's controller. So ooh yeah, ooh yeah. I will return in a moment. I'll be right back. Yo ho ho, and a bottle of rum. Yo ho ho. What's going down? I am back. I have returned. And there you can see Poppy sitting on the floor. He's just kind of napping. He's a good dog. Don't you think? So, Crystal Kite, to answer your question, past me, I honestly thought, I just thought that it was gonna ruin video gaming. I mean, I didn't really think it was gonna ruin it, but before my brother got the Dreamcast, which he got on the launch day, maybe like a week after. I want to say it was launch day though. Before he got the Dreamcast, before seeing the PlayStation 2, before seeing the Xbox, I basically thought that it was just going to be too much. I thought it was going to ruin gaming. And then after seeing the Xbox, I was like, I'm cool with the Dreamcast. I like the arcadey look, the arcadey feel of the games. But after seeing the Xbox, I was like, man, this is becoming just like a movie. And I really thought that it was gonna just ruin gaming to the point that you would just be basically playing a movie. Because after like the PlayStation 1 and then seeing the PlayStation 2, and I mean, you were starting to see like the trailers for Xbox where it was becoming more computerized. And as you know now, I mean, we all know, we all see it. You see like E3, or maybe not so much like a Nintendo Direct, but like State of Play, E3. Those are 80% CG cutscenes. And that's kind of what I thought was going to happen, and that's kind of what did happen, even though a CG cutscene isn't the actual game itself. Sometimes it's not even the cutscenes itself. Sometimes it's just they just do it to do it. So yeah, I thought it was gonna ruin gaming. Just in time. I almost drowned it. Yeah, I Almost drown on that. This right here, this was a game that I never played before the Genesis Mini. I don't recall anyway. I honestly never really played. I never played Castlevania back in the day. I don't remember seeing it. Yeah, this is exactly what happened to me last time. Just straight up doused me. It's only got one arm. Yeah, I don't remember seeing... Oh. I don't think on the NES, I don't think, even in my collection, I don't think I have Castlevania at all. Maybe Simon's Quest, because that was the one that the title always, like, the artwork for the cartridge always stuck out to me as something that I saw back in the day. There's also this other game that I remember us having on the NES, and I've never seen anybody talk about it, and I don't remember what the name of the game is. And I mean, I really haven't tried to look it up, but it's hard to look up, I guess, what the game is. Oh, come on. Don't do this to me. I don't think I can beat this guy. You have to not get hit. Well, I mean, you can take 1 or 2 hits, but then after that, you're done. Take that. I'm gonna have to open up the 6-button controller and see exactly what's inside there, because although I never opened an original 3-button Genesis controller back in the day, I did open up the 3-button controller for the Genesis Mini. The thing that I find weird is that on like a Nintendo, like a NES or the SNES, underneath the D-pad you got the little ball that kind of goes underneath, and on the Genesis Mini's controller it's a screw, and that's kind of how it holds the D-pad in place. And I'm not sure if that's exactly what they did on the original, if they had a screw that holds the D-pad to the front shell. I'm not sure if they did it the same way or if it's just plastic and it's just kind of stabbed through. I would think that that's what they did back in the day. But if they used a screw, it's I've never seen that done. And then I've never actually played a Sega Saturn. I've never owned one. Damn it. I've never owned a Sega Saturn. I've never played a Sega Saturn, except for at like a kiosk. And that would have been back in 1995, 96. We used to see them, and then I remember looking through the games, and I was like, I don't know what Sega's doing here. And nobody I knew had one. My same friend that had the Genesis and the Game Gear, he got a PlayStation 1. And I remember him having it and talking about it, but I want to say that I didn't actually play his until after I got one. But man, the PlayStation 1, I think that's my favorite console of all time. So, hey Crystal Kite, are you still there? Oh. Guessing that you've been keeping up with Animal Crossing and all the controversy that's surrounding that right now. And the game is up for pre-order on the Nintendo eShop. So although you can't play it, you can buy it and look at the icon as we wait another 33 days. Today's what, the 20th, or today's the 8th, so it's out in 32 days, 33 days, depending. I forget how many days are in which months. I know there's a, not like a song, but there's like a thing to remember it. I never remembered it, so I'm not exactly sure how many days are, well, no, I guess it's February, so that almost doesn't matter, actually. So it's less than that, because we only got, what, 28 days this time? Oh. Come on, you prick. Oh, I knew it. I almost had him, too. That wasn't... Oh. Come on, now. Well, how can it be 41 more days if we got... Today's the 8th, so we got 20 more. Shouldn't it be 40? For some reason, I was thinking it was more like 36 or something. But yeah, okay, you got me there. My math. I don't do math. Math is hard. But yeah, did you actually go to the coming soon tab and actually look at it? Because I still see videos coming out and people are saying, you know, that there's no way for cloud saves, blah blah blah. And then there's the other people that are saying, no, you know, Nintendo says that there's gonna be a way. And you can see it on the coming soon tab where it says, you know, it's funny the way... Oh, damn it. What's my favorite Genesis game? You know, I honestly don't know. I honestly don't... I don't have one. Wait, is that water just gonna keep rising and kill me right there? So let's see. We're going on to the Nintendo Switch eShop. What's your favorite Genesis game? Zelda N64 fan. Wow. That New Horizons jumped right to the top. This game does not support save data cloud functionality of Nintendo Switch Online. However, a limited ability to recover Animal Crossing New Horizons save data from the server. However, a limited ability. They're going to make it a one-time thing, I think. I really wonder how they're going to do it, and I don't like it. Because with any other game, if I have a Nintendo Switch Lite, which it's my kids, but it's pretty easy. I don't bother transferring every... What the hell happened? I got like pencil marks on my Joy-Con here. But yeah, when I was playing like The Witcher a lot, and my kid really he didn't have like Pokemon, wasn't out yet. Basically, I was using this as the docked Switch, and then the Switch Lite, I was playing that the rest of the time. And it was pretty easy to just go into the save data and then to just transfer the save from just that game locally with it sitting there. It's obviously different if you go to another place and you just have the other Switch and you're trying to use your cloud data and get in the internet and then, you know, all that stuff. But it's pretty easy to just locally just switch whatever game you're currently playing that you're trying to put on the other system. It's pretty easy to do that. And it's making it seem like it's going to be a limited. This game does not support the save data cloud functionality of Nintendo Switch Online. However, a limited ability to recover Animal Crossing New Horizons save data from the server in the event of system failure, loss, or theft will be available to Nintendo Switch Online members sometime in the future. Check back for more details as they are available. Animal Crossing's New Horizon does not support the ability to transfer your save file from one Nintendo Switch system to another. So I have a feeling that alongside with the limited edition console coming out, which is complete BS that system is coming out a week before the game because they wanted people to have it in their hands. Like, the Switch hasn't had too many problems. Nintendo Switch Online sucks, but we've kind of just dealt with it and accepted it for what it is. And the things and features that we thought were coming that didn't come, we've all accepted it for what it is. We've hoped for more. We haven't really got much on that front. So this is like kind of the worst, weirdest, shadiest, most bulky, inconvenient thing out of like all the Switch games. Because after 18 months with Nintendo Online being free and the paid service not being out yet and getting zero details on it, waiting for that next direct, waiting for more months and months, getting nothing about any details for Nintendo Switch Online, and then just finally one day seeing the little commercial blip that they had for it. It's like, 45 seconds long or whatever. Of course it's going to sell like crazy. That's kind of not really the point. I mean, people will complain about it. People don't seem too up in arms yet. It's not the same way as with Pokemon. Like with Pokemon, people were being just like outrageous and tweets full of swears and tagging developers and all that. And of course there's always like the psychos that text and find developers. And in any case where like a game at least has something like this going on, there's always like the whole, like we received like death threats. It's basically anytime someone attacks you these days, it's almost like you have the right to say, yeah, I was getting death threats. I mean, everybody says that now, and I think there's plenty of times where people didn't get death threats, and then people just say that they got death threats, but I don't think that's going to be the case here as much as with Pokemon. I mean, the amount of heat and the way that people were pissed off for Sword and Shield was like, I would say an all-time high for the Switch. Maybe an all-time high for just Nintendo in general in the internet era, because Pokemon, the last games that had come out, I mean, a lot of people were pissed about Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. But I think enough people were excited about the first Pokemon game on the Switch to not put up that big of a fuss. And there was a lot of defenders when that came out, with people saying, I mean, we should have known better. The Switch is still new, which at that point it was 2 years, like a year and a half old. Oh man, I'm dead. I'm dead. Comic Zone. Always loved the style of that game. It's a good game. I honestly can't get that far into it. But what was I saying? I forget what I was saying. I was talking about Sword and Shield. And a lot of people defended Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. And they were like, well, I mean, it's their first HD system, and, it's not like it's the biggest franchise in the world, so I mean it makes sense that it's going to take another year and we're just going to have to wait. And I almost think by the time the game came out, people were less pumped than that initial Pokemon event that they did in Japan when they first announced that the core series game, which is Sword and Shield, wouldn't be coming out till the following year, and that instead that year 2018, we were getting Pokemon Let's Go, Pikachu, and Eevee. But with Animal Crossing, New Horizons, Animal Horizons, I think that people are less pissed about it, and they're more just like, kind of like, why? And like, kind of like, what the hell? Well, like, what the hell is going on with it then? And why does it have to be this way? It really doesn't make sense why it has to be this way. Like, I mean, that part makes no sense. I really don't know the reason behind it. I've been trying to think of that, like, pretty much for the past few days, mostly today and yesterday, where it's like, okay, all the other Animal Crossing games, you know, GameCube, 3DS, well, no, so the DS games, you can have your save, and it's on the cartridge. Bring the cartridge wherever. I mean, that's fine, that makes sense, and especially for the DS, you know, especially after the game had already been out, I mean, you could get it for $20, brand new. Even if it was 40, it's whatever, you're paying for that. It's kind of a shame that we still don't have memory cards. I mean, memory cards would still be like $20, $25, depending on what memory card you get. But for the GameCube, at least you could just get a new memory card, and you could play a new town on it, and you didn't need a whole nother system. I'm already dead. Damn it. Oh, the Animal Crossing fan base is way more chill, because I even watched, like, you know, Arlo. I watched his video earlier, and he was saying, you know, the same thing everyone else is saying. It's kind of like, well, why is it like this? Why are they doing it like this? It's sketcy. But then at the end, he was still like, I'm still really pumped for it. And I mean, I'm gonna put a video out, kind of with it, you know, going over the thing, and I don't know. It's just really strange, because I tried to think of a logical reason. Like, if they would just come out and say why they're doing it this way, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. So the whole oh, come on. I can't think of a logical reason. Usually I can come up with something that, even if it's not the actual reason, that I can at least sort of make it make sense to me. So with this game, you can only have the one island per the console. So it's not tied to the cartridge at all. So if you have two Switches, at least it's not tied to the cartridge. But the alternative is that you get a complete another Switch. So if you only have one Switch, you're only having one island. I guess if you had two kids in the same house and you're trying to just get one copy of the game, they still have to take turns with it, because you can't be playing it at the same time as the other person. So it's like, see, I wonder how that's going to work. I have my Nintendo Switch profile on my kid's Switch Lite, and I have, like, mostly all of my digital games on that. So that way, if I'm playing a cartridge, he can be playing any of the digital games. But then there's also kind of the little hack there, where I can be playing a digital game, you know, put it in airplane mode, and then he can log on to the same profile and basically play the same exact game. But if there's no cloud data to it, I'm guessing that there almost is a way for you to do the same thing and for you to be able to have a digital copy of the game, not the cartridge, and to have two people playing it at the same time, one of them being online. So I'm wondering how that's going to work, if that's going to just not be a possibility, if when you put it into airplane mode, it's trying to tell you it has to be hooked up to the online. Because I haven't seen that with any other game. I haven't sat there and strategically went through all the games. So maybe that's something I should do. Maybe with something like Splatoon, and see if you can kind of do that similar airplane mode hack, because it's not going to work for Splatoon, because obviously that checks in online. Like, not aside from it saying you have to be online to play it, but after, I mean, the game won't boot up. So I'm wondering, I don't know. But I can't think of a good reason. So if you can only have one island per the console, not per the cartridge, but on that one console, on that one game, you can have up to 8 people playing. Well, it seems like it's 8 online, but it's 4 if it's 4 profiles. So I'm not sure how that goes. If you can have 8 villagers, like if you just could make 8 villagers, even if you're playing it solo. See, I'm wondering how that's going to work, because it's a little bit different than before, where it's going to be, I guess, more online. Now, we haven't seen really anything about the game, but I'm wondering if it's going to make more sense after we're told something about the game, or get like a direct for the game. I don't necessarily think that it's going to make sense. Oh, shit. Whoops. Here, I'm gonna load this up again. So I don't know. I've tried going through the list in my head of reasons why the game can't have cloud saves, and the only thing that I can really come up with is that the only reason that I can come up with is that you have so many profiles, where it should, I guess it should be that if you have, if you yourself decide to make 4 separate villagers and basically start the game over, and then start the game over, and then start the game over, well, starting with a new character in the same village, and I wonder if they're all gonna have to be on the same profile or not. My guess is that you can't do a new villager without the game, without you having another profile. So I can see where it gets sloppy with the cloud saves, because if you had, like, say you have, see, it's weird, because I'm not sure exactly if it's just 4 players or if you can have up to 8 characters, because it seems like the 8 is only if you're online. Number of players 1 to 4. Number of players online 1 to 8. Number of players local wireless 1 to 8. So that's the only thing I can come up with, is that it just becomes too sloppy, because if you have, say, 4 characters all tied to the console and they have to be on separate profiles, I'm guessing that's going to be the case, is that you're not going to be able to use the same profile player profile, when you start the game, you're going to have to make a separate profile. Because once you log in with that profile, if you just... if your Switch is completely turned off and you turn the game on and then you just click New Horizons, it's going to ask for which profile you're using. So that's going to be my guess, is almost certainly, I think, that you're going to have to use different profiles if you want to have different characters for like your kids, if multiple people want to play in this same island. See, now it's weird because like the GameCube, you just have the memory card. And I don't think you need another memory card to add a new character. Right? Because in that game, you can only add more characters. You can't start a new town without having a new memory card. So I guess it's sort of similar to that, but the game's not online. And it really becomes the game having something to do with online that makes it so sloppy. And they're doing it I think they're doing it to make you pay for Nintendo Switch Online. I think that's the whole ploy. Right, let's see this here. Hi, Poppy. You're a good dog. You need to go out. You want me to let you out, buddy? It snowed here today. And even though it didn't snow a lot, man, the wind is whipping. Snow is sideways. It's a frozen tundra out there. Alright. Doing a little experiment here. Yeah, Poppy, I'm gonna let you out, bud. I don't know. Nintendo Switch Online is so confusing. Because I got online on my system right here. And if I use another profile, it's still letting me play like Tetris 99 online. But my guess is that they're going to do kind of like what they did with Mario Maker, where the game was $70 with a year of Nintendo Switch Online. My guess is going to be that they're, instead of trying to make the family pass for Nintendo Switch Online, instead of making that $35, my guess is they're going to do like a $80 version of Animal Crossing New Horizons with a year family plan for, instead of $29.99 to have 8 players, having it be, you know, instead of being, or yeah, it's what, $34.99? Instead of doing that, making it $20. That's my guess. I could be wrong, but I think it's another Nintendo ploy to try to make you spend more money on Nintendo Switch Online. All right, Crystal Kite. Thank you for stopping by, chatting as always. You're the man. Have a good night. It's Friday night. Enjoy that. Enjoy, hopefully, sleeping in your comfy cloud bed. Because that's the best. Saturday morning, when you're in school, there's nothing better, at least when you're that age, than waking up on Saturday and realizing I can go back to bed. I don't have to get up. I don't know school today. No nothing. That is one of the best feelings in the world. So I hope you enjoy that. And I hope you have a good night. I'll be live streaming again soon, so I'll be talking to you at some point. Thanks again, as always. I'm going to be done here soon. But for the moment, we're going to keep playing this Castlevania joint. I can't figure out the New Horizons debacle. Oh no, come on! Take that. Oh, seriously? What's this guy gonna do? Yep. Thanks. Damn it. This game's just a big trick. They out to get you on this. Oh, come on. I wanted to take no damage. Oh. Okay, that doesn't work. I guess that doesn't work. Man, I definitely got that down. I got that part down. Take to this. I love how they just turn into feathers. Yeah, fly into that spear. I realize I should have picked the other dude. I forget what they call him in this. But going with the spear is more like the secondary option, I guess, for after you beat the game initially. And I probably should have just picked the dude with the chain gang. No, he's gonna hit me. See? God damn it. Alright. I think it's time to move on. I think one more game that I'm going to check out. It's going to be Crusader of Centy. I remember seeing something about this game back in the day and just thinking it was just a straight Zelda ripoff. And that's exactly what it is. So I played this for a little bit. Well, minutes, really. I gotta go to the training ground. But this game seems like some good fun. Forget what this guy said. I've seen you've grown enough to carry a sword, Centy. No, you heard about the medals? Collect the medals. Dahlia Valley is a weird place where the monsters keep appearing. You should learn how to throw your sword at the training ground before. Just tell me where it is. This ain't really the training ground, this is a castle. Well done, Aman. You have passed the trial. Here's your reward. I'm guessing this is my rival? Thank you, Your Highness. The sword will be a great encouragement. Your journey will be a long one, but I expect you to do well. Yes, Your Highness. Thank you allowing me to come to the training ground and speak with you. That sword, you must be Centy? Yes, it has been a long time. Your father was so brave. He saved this town many times with that very sword. Enough old tales for now. You've come to report your 14th birthday, have you not? I will grant you the right to train at the Rafflesia training grounds. Train hard and train well. Just tell me where it is. It's a training ground to become a hero. Train hard and well, yes. I like this theme song, though. I'm gonna guess that it's somewhere up here. I don't know where I'm going. Let's hit the dial. Can I not go over here? Come on now. So close. Alright, we're not doing that then. That's a good theme song right there. This is a prison for monsters who wandered into our village. We are using them for research. I think we should just waste them. Probably should just... Am I hiding? What the hell just happened? I can't tell what that is. That's actually a funny way of doing that instead of not being able to walk into it. I'm guessing that's the urinal? I'm gonna say that that's the urinal. Alright, so I guess there's nothing in here for me. Maybe I shall speak to the lady. How busy I am. Hey boy, don't go near that fireplace, it's hot. I love that you can get in the little tubs of water. It's like a first time I've ever seen something like that. In a 16-bit game. This must be the training ground now. I used to practice my jumps near the lake north of Dahlia Valley, but I'm scared to go there now. It's the territory of a very hot-tempered rabbit. You can try negotiating with him, if you want to talk to rabbits. I just want to know where the training ground is. Bow wow wow, yippee yo yip. Don't feed him, because he'll get fat. Bow wow wow, yippee yo yippee yay. God damn. S-N-O-O-P. Digo double G. That's a just straight up reference to Snoop Dogg. Bow wow wow, yippee yo yippee yay. Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre is coming knocking at your door. where's this training ground? We must find it. Let's talk to this guy. My sister's in Dahlia Valley. Your son is at the training ground. Okay. So I shall go north after leaving this town somehow. You must be Centy. That's right, you've heard about me. I'm an expert at sword throwing. You are very lucky, my boy. You can buy the sword throwing skill for just 20 melons. It looks like you don't have enough money. Come back when you have some hard cash. So I'm gonna have to go kill some stuff. I kinda like how the little leaves creep in on the side there. That's weird that it's just to that side. I need some dollars. I am the instructor. You know the purpose of this training ground, don't you? No. Then I will explain. Your goal is to finish all 3 courses. In each course, there is a treasure chest containing a bronze, silver, or golden medal. Collect all 3, read the signs, and choose the best course for you. Hey, Centy, did you want to go to the plaza just west of... wait, what a wimp. If you keep hanging around there, you'll never be a hero. Beginner's course, very easy. Anyone can do it. Well, how do I actually get there then if you're blocking my way? Ooh, monies. Why is it so hard to pick them up? Why can't I cut them all at once, Zelda style? I definitely don't like... You really have to hit it just right with the sword. I don't like that. Slash the red switch to light the fuse. Money! Okay, where's the next part of this training grounds? Where's the monies? You must be new here. Let me give you some advice. You must learn the running jump on your own. You can't learn it here. It seems we can only complete the beginner's course. Let's take it easy. Oh, got a little bit burnt. That fire thing is gonna give me some trouble. I can tell that right from the start. Go back and see what's in those treasures. Monster Crossing. Be very careful. Come on, let me back through. Now I'm gonna get burned. Wow. Bam. No. Yeah. That's that super funk. See, now all Genesis music should have had just some straight funk. And they were in doubt of their shitty music for some of these games that they put out on the Genesis, or shitty sounding games. They should have just went with some funk. That's what they should have all done. They should have all listened to my advice. They all should have just done some funk. A treasure with like apples in it. Ooh, monies. Money. I got none. I only need 2 more before I can learn the thing that guy was talking about. See, I don't like the hit on the sword. Hopefully this game you get a better sword at some point that's capable like Zelda. You see, I just lost that coin there. Oh, come on. See, and then you can't even really, you don't really pick up the coins that well. What's gonna happen if I touch this? The data have been saved. Got an apple. I can swim yet. Okay, I can. Sort of. It's not really swimming. Collected the bronze medal. That's exactly what that old guy wanted. Slap at the bass, man. Slap at the bass. Slap it. Slap bass. Oh, that's... I think I gotta go back there. That's like... That's not really a destination, so I'm gonna... I guess I'm going back. Let's talk to the guy. Give me the thing. Expert sword thrower. The sword throwing skill. For just $20. Abracadabra. Centy learned how to throw the sword. Hold A to accumulate power, and then let it go. You can throw your sword. Take that. I can see this proving useful. I'm not sure exactly what other moves this game has in store. Take that. And that. Jump across by using the accelerated jump. Okay, so you can't run away from your sword. Totally. What if I throw it and then run to the next screen? This is a pretty good. This is a good game, yeah. Hey Centy, did you go to the plaza? No. That's it. No worries. There's no time. Did you go to the plaza? Yes. What a wimp. If you're hanging around, I don't understand what he wants then. I'm the instructor. Didn't give it your best. Okay. I already did that, and then it kind of booted me from here. Gotta get that money. Crap. Gonna do it. It's just not gonna work. Let's get some more chests. Come on, pick it up. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, that's right. No getting back past her. I gotta go around the giant flame. just what else is going on over here. Actually, let's see what's over here. Pretty sure, yeah, that's nothing. Get the monies. I really don't like how the sword doesn't just chop what's in front of you. That's probably the worst part about this game so far. I'm a hero in this game. Very heroic. Of Centy. The 14-year-old. To take his father's sword and go out and save the entire world. What a kid. What a guy. Okay, that does nothing. That just brings me back to the world map, so... I guess it's time to go to the next dangerous place. Can't go there, so I have to go to Dahlia Valley, I guess. Oh no, these rocks grow back. I can't get in there, okay. And with the exclamation mark on their head, it almost feels like an RPG. I mean, that's always the symbol for enemy attack. Ooh, super jump. That's what that is. I didn't know if it was going to give me something. Yeah, this game's full of tricks. Got der. Oh no, poison. Man, one hit is all this takes. I'm hoping my shield is gonna have some kind of effect. Okay, that doesn't do anything either. I gotta say, for being just a little bit into this game. I'm liking what they do with this. I mean, this is straight up Super Nintendo quality. Look and feel, not so much the music. I mean, the instrumentation, yeah, but obviously it's a Sega Genesis sound chip. So that's never gonna sound anything like a Super Nintendo. I'm not even sure who the developers of this game are. I'm gonna have to do... Oh no. Thought that waterfall was gonna take me back down to the start. I was not gonna be too happy with that. It's time to push. I'm not sure to where. That's blocked in. Oh, he's supposed to throw me over there or something. I forget what exactly it is. But hey, look. That's gonna be it for me, guys. Once again, thank you to everybody who did tune in to this live stream. If you're watching it after the fact, much appreciation to anybody and anyone. Feel free to subscribe to the channel, hit the like button if that was something that you liked. If you want more of this, leave a comment, let me know what's going on down below. Once again, thank you everybody and anybody who did watch this live stream. You guys are great. Thank you so much for everyone that did stop in. Crystal Kite, One Up John, Zelda N64 fan, and everybody else in the D-Dub community. Much appreciation and love. I really appreciate it. There will be more of these coming and going in the future, so stay tuned for those as always. Look for more videos coming on the channel, and thank you. Have a excellent day or night, whenever, wherever you may be watching this. Once again, thank you so much. This is D-Dub signing out.